another question which could relate to one about abundance, which is a phrase that's used a lot in the sort of some of the spiritual arenas, but it seems to mean lots of different things to different people. And I wondered how you interpreted what abundance means, again, in sort of perhaps the first and second stages of awakening, and how different abundance tends to be.
Well, my first thought about it is that, I don't know about you, but we're both from the same country. We were brought up in a culture that was quite, nitty-picky sort of, you don't be greedy, don't have to, Oliver Twist sort of thing, what do you mean more, don't want too much. When I came into therapy in the 70s in the human potential movement, abundance consciousness, the idea of being greedy for the things you want was a guiding force, definitely. It was prevalent. You can have as much as you want and all this kind of thing, even connected to the spiritual world, these sorts of ideas, to spirituality itself, or perhaps the dissolving of desire towards desirelessness in having everything that you maybe had withheld or believed that you couldn't have, this kind of thing. So this idea of abundance has tended to be, I suggest, materialistic in its expression, it's been conveyed as if to say, you can have as much in the way of a satisfactory relationship or money or career and have a jolly good time, but essentially a materialistic sense of abundance. And what I want to say about that is, I know from experience it exists. It is, however, again, I suggest, what in Zen is known as Gedo Zen. It's the performing of miracles for their own sake, or being immersed in individual healing for its own sake, or effecting unusual phenomenon in the world, finding that you can actually exert incredible force on the world, which in fact everybody's doing all the time. Everybody all the time is creating a life, a world, universe, a condition for themselves that matches their inner self. So being precedes doing, the inner world precedes the outer world, and whatever's happening to you, the general conditions of your life and so on, will tend to reflect how you feel about yourself, your self-worth, your sense of abundance and so on. So altering the idea that the world's against you, or it's kind of a little bit mean, or it doesn't want to give you quite enough, into the world is all for you and it's beneficent and it's just waiting to give you even more gifts, isn't so very difficult, really. Altering those thought forms, altering that general approach to life, whereby so-called abundance appears. However, if you remain in that level of developing consciousness, you miss the true meaning of abundance. The true meaning of abundance is not that you can have more or less, or that you can be excessively satisfied or pleasured or what have you. The real meaning of abundance is you are all of it already. You're all of it already. You don't have any of it. You don't even have yourself, your body, this life. None of this nonsense. But that you yourself are continuous with the entirety, the absolute, everything. Not only the field of consciousness, but all of the forms in which that's arising, of which you are one. That's the real meaning of abundance, I suggest. And so if you remain in that place where you're just getting more chocolates, so to speak, more gifts, it may be what you want. You may, of course, decide after a while you feel a bit sick of it and it isn't what you want. But I suggest that the real meaning of abundance is not a materialistic thing, but it is a spiritual matter.
Thank you very much, Richard.
Thank you.
That's good.